No. News affecting the Treasure Coast. Clubs, groups, events, and happenings. Issues and newsmakers where you live. We'll discuss it all. And now the host of Treasure and Space Coast Radio's Talk of the Town, Marcia Littlejohn.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Talk of the Town. I am indeed Marcia Littlejohn, and I am so thrilled because we're going to be meeting a new young gentleman here in the studio. And when I received the call from you, Knial, I thought, golly, you sound like you were 13 years old. And you've written a book that we wanted to talk about. So welcome to the Talk of the Town.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, you live here in the Vero Beach area.
Yes, I do.
Is this your first book?
This is my first book I published, yes.
And what made you want to publish a book called Freedom Blues, American Soul? American Soul.
American Soul. It is a, I had a time in my life when I was in law school and was questioning what I wanted to do with my life. And to sort through trying to find a purpose in my life, I kind of took apart my character and who I am and created a book out of it and provided some closure for myself.
Where were you? Where did you live before you came to Vero?
I'm originally from Springfield, Missouri, and at the time I wrote this book, I lived in Kansas City.
Oh, boy, you have been around. What brought you to Vero?
So I moved down here with a friend. I've always wanted to live in Florida, and, I just got out of the military, so I figure...
Well, congratulations, and thank you. What branch were you in?
I was an infantry officer.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, my goodness. Well, this is going to be wonderful because talking about Freedom Blues and American Soul with my very, very distinguished guest, and his name, incidentally, I don't even think I said it's Knial Piper. And I said to you, Knial, when you called me, I said, wait a minute, are you one of the Piper families?
No, unfortunately not.
No, but, well, it is so great to have you here, though, because you have written this really exciting book. And incidentally, when will it be released?
The book is to be released July 1st.
July 1st.
It'll be available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, iTunes, Apple, and hopefully by August it'll be in stores at Barnes & Noble.
Terrific. All right. And all of our local bookstores perhaps as well. And
correct.
I always love it because I have Kindle on my iPad. Yes, so I just love to go in there and get it right there within seconds. I don't know how they do that, but it is amazing. Let's talk about the synopsis of the book. What is it? What is the plot?
So the story is about a law student, incidentally, from Kansas City, Missouri, and he is struggling with questions of what he wants to do with his life and questions of what he finds wrong with society. So he starts to hitchhike his way down to Key West, Florida. And on the way, he's picked up by a suave, I would say Brad Pitt-looking character, and he says, yeah, sure, I'll take you down to Miami. So he rides with this character. Virgil Kane is his name, and the law student's name is Milo Harrison. They ride down together, and they stop at 3 different places. One is a guitar player. One is, quote-unquote, the most beautiful woman in the world. And one is a movie actor. Well, these
How did you write about all that?
These people start mysteriously dying, and he starts to realize the person he's writing with is the devil himself. And he's collecting the souls of people who have sold their soul for fame, beauty, guitar, love, and
oh my golly.
He comes with the question of what he should do with his life.
Wow. When you wrote this, then, Knial, did you decide what you wanted to do with your life?
I did. I actually did complete law school. I work down here as a paralegal now, and writing is my passion, so I'll continue to write, and hopefully that will take me somewhere someday.
I can hardly wait. I can hardly wait to put it right here because I'm reading. I interviewed an author last week, a physician. Actually, he was a dentist. And he wrote a wonderful book that was a little expose, but it is marvelous, and I am just glued to it, so I can't wait to put your book into my Kindle as well. And the name of it, ladies and gentlemen, Freedom Blues, American Soul. But it's written by my guest, Knial Piper. And when we think about what you discovered in that book, I'm trying to think about what you must have felt when you were writing this down, because you did it for a purpose. You wanted to find your soul. And how did you come up with these 3 characters, a beautiful woman, a guitar player, and what was the other one?
A movie actor.
A movie actor. How did you come up with those 3 identifiable individuals that it's going to make everybody want to read that book?
Well, I look at people around me, and what I see in society, and oftentimes people are willing to go to great lengths to find fame, find love, and find some kind of glory, whether it be beauty or money, and the things people are willing to do for greed and whatever selfish reasons. It brings to light a question, what are you willing to do for what you want in your life? And
in writing this book, though, Knial, when you were coming up with these different discussions, in your mind, were you coming up with some answers for you?
I was. Part of the book explains kind of what would it take to sell your soul to the devil? What does that mean? And, I kind of I learned a lot about myself, and I learned, I imagine if you had the opportunity to sell your soul, you might lose all hope. While God gave us free will, it might be the situation in which you give up that free will, and now you are hopelessly at the mercy of whatever you've sold your soul for.
Jesse, aren't you excited about this book? Oh, I can't wait for it to come out, because I'm thinking about all the young people that will learn so much. So if you were to describe the profile of the reader of your new novel that will be out in July that would really benefit from this, what would it be?
Well, I would say I like to refer to this book as kind of a nihilistic version of a millennial's take on Catcher in the Rye, and it's
you were a reader. You were a reader as a child, weren't you?
I am very much, yes.
Yeah.
Ernest Hemingway and some other big writers. J.D. Salinger are some of my favorites, but I actually am quite entertained with the thought of Quentin Tarantino movies, and this has hints of. I want to say the book's not appropriate for small children. It can be very intense at parts.
Very intense and maybe a little visual. That's what everybody says.
Right.
The reason I'm such a slow writer and reader is because I'm visual.
Yes.
I keep envisioning what, so that I can hardly wait to read your book. So if we were going to really be talking about some of the different things that you're going to be following up with, what would that be? Because it talks, now I'm looking down here at a word that has not come up, the Alzheimer's Association.
Yes.
Are they donating to?
I am donating all the profits for the book to the Alzheimer's Association.
Listen to you. Oh, my golly. Is there a particular reason why you've chosen that particular organization?
Some might say it's a bit of a selfish reason for self-preservation in the future, but also I've done a lot of research on it. Luckily, I don't have anyone in my life suffering from that, but
you've seen that.
It's a terrible disease, and I might as well help while I'm here on Earth. So,
bless your heart. I can hear that there's a great deal of Christianity in your heart. Am I right?
I will say this book helped me sort through what was important in my life. When I first started writing the book, I will say I was an atheist, and about a year later, as I concluded writing the book, I found faith in my life.
Oh, my golly. And the book is coming out in July, you say, and I know many of our listeners now are going to want to know exactly how they can get it. Once again, let us know how hopefully we'll be able to read this book. And ladies and gentlemen, the name of the book is Freedom Blues, American Soul. And I guess really, if you didn't tune in to the very beginning with my discussion with Knial Piper, you might want to quickly tell our listeners once again what made and what prompted you to write this book.
Searching for purpose in my life, and trying to give a perspective on how I feel the millennials view life right now. You look at a lot of millennials in our days, and they it's not so much important to them greed and fame. It seems to be more of I just want to be comfortable and pleasant with my life. And taking a look at generations before us that sometimes some of them have sacrificed great deals of themselves for different greed and different interests. And I hope this identifies with some people. So I would say the book is maybe geared more towards millennials, but I think there's something in it for everybody.
Do you know, I think that's so terrific, because when you talk about millennials, I'm thinking of Generation X or whatever it is. So what is the age group of millennial?
I think by information-wise, it's anyone born after 1989, but I would say, some people are millennials at heart. Some people are
Absolutely. This is a
young at
book
heart.
that every single person, I think every parent should read this because they might understand a little bit more about what their children, what their millennials and their family are going through and thinking of. But if we were to say that the book, of course, Freedom Blues and American Soul, is going to be a success, what would make it a success for you? What do you think?
I think if I could just give someone some deeper thoughts on what they're doing with their life, what's important in their life, and give somebody some enlightenment.
Niall,
Somebody to say, this book did something. It changed my life.
while you were writing this book,
blessing.
incidentally, how long did it take you to write the book?
Well, the first half took me about a half year, and then I stepped away from it for a while and came back and wrote the second half in about a month.
Oh, boy. I can hardly wait. Jesse, we're going to have to get this book. July is not going to be here fast enough. How wonderful, though, to be able to meet you, Knial Piper, and, of course, knowing that you're here in the Vero Beach area. Is there anything after this book for you? Are you going to be writing something else?
I have 3 of the books in the process.
Wow.
And 3 books completed and 2 other books I'm working on now. I also do short stories, and, everyone can follow me on Snapchat, Facebook. I have a business page. And Instagram.
How is the Facebook line? Is it just your name?
Obviously I have my own, and then there's also Freedom Blues and American Soul, the business page.
So just go to, and I always say Google it.
Yeah, if you Google it, you'll find it. Yeah.
Google Freedom Blues and American Soul. Wow, and it is Knial Piper, and I have to tell you, Knial is spelled with a silent K.
Knial, yes.
Absolutely. Well, we congratulate you so much, and we're going to have to get you back on all of this to really tell us more about it because it just sounds absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for coming on and being with us on Talk of the Town.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we will be back, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us.